Yeah. Now I use the term Kings of Metal. You guys have been deemed for the past 14 years, Metallica, the Kings of Metal, the owners of the throne. Now, what I'd like to know. Pardon me. I use that term all the time. Metallica, the Kings. But if you guys decide to pack it in, if and when, we don't know. We hope not anytime soon. Definitely. Who do you see taking that proverbial throne?
Who is this guy?
You like that, huh?
Yeah.
He even used the word proverbial.
Proverbial.
Is that allowed on radio?
I think proverbial.
Okay. I have no idea, man.
Me too. It's not.
We ain't going nowhere, so.
I never wanted to do.
No matter if we stopped, in how many ever years that we stopped doing our thing, Metallica's always going to be sitting there. Metallica has created something that will always be there. Okay, they're always going to be the kings of metal. All right, for what they did, right? So how?
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Like, look back at our heroes, Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin, Jimi Hendrix. They're long gone as far as recording together or even liking each other or whatever.
Being alive,
right?
breathing.
But they're still kings to me. Nobody else has been able to top them. Okay, and that's what's happening. That's the same with Metallica. As a fan, I'm speaking now too.
Yeah, I have to agree. I mean, I guess there is no real way you can take over from somebody fully, completely. There's Metallica. You can't touch them.
There's tons of bands that do their own thing, man. Everybody's got their own little niche or whatever, and some of them are better than others. But we created kind of.
Nobody fills a hole. I mean, something else happens.
I guess when bands start, recognizing you, idolizing you, using your kind of material, I guess you kind of can say, we have achieved that kind of stats, which you definitely have. A lot of bands now, some of the newer bands, who are your influences, on top of Black Sabbath, on top of Jimi Hendrix, on top of those guys, Metallica is in there, because Metallica made it apparent during the 80s and the 90s for metal to be possible, to get some radio play, to get this, get that going.
I mean, some doors, yeah.
For a lot of people. That's right.
Pantera, definitely.
Tons of people. Anybody that had more of an edge type of thing, Metallica was always kind of took those steps first to get them there.
You guys are the only guys left standing, though. We were talking about this earlier today. As far as the term heavy metal, the term heavy metal,
with both feet on the ground and head and shoulders still up, standing. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's changed as far as what it's called. It's all the same stuff. It's bass, it's guitars, it's drums, it's some guy letting it out. Yeah, yelling in tune sometimes, right?
Barking.
As far as the term metal, Metallica, which of course the name metal is in Metallica, it's kind of ironic that you would. Well, yeah, but we don't want to get into that.
He didn't say that, did he?
I didn't say that. No. Why do you think you guys are still the band that's around as far as that? Because so many other bands are gone.
I think the way we get on with each other, and just the pure honesty in what we're doing musically. When it comes down to brass tacks, it's the music and looks or whatever. All that crap gets in the way, really. People seem to be able to hear the honesty and how pure it is to us, and the not give up attitude of it all, and that is has kept true over all the years, and it continues to. That's the main goal for us.
And do you see Lollapalooza as sort of, not that you consciously did this, but I thought that it was a brilliant move on whoever thought of it, to put Metallica on what was essentially an alternative show, and all the alternative stations across North America that wouldn't play Metallica all of a sudden have to play Metallica.
That's going to play in different ways, too. The people that come out, of course, to see Metallica, they're going to be there strong in numbers.
Of course.
And there's going to be a lot of people that wouldn't give Metallica possibly the time of day before, a different generation of listeners and all that kind of thing are going to come and hear our new tunes and our old tunes and see that we still got it and what we're all about and that kind of thing, too. So that's going to play in the same way.
I just got to say thanks for your time. I got to say thanks. This is my first Diddy, and I really enjoyed it. All right. You guys have been great. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Nice job, Lonnie.
Thank you.
First interview.
All right, we are overtime on the program, but one final question that Steve and we talked about this because we mentioned a lot of stuff as far as the music business and the inner workings of record companies. People are really curious about that kind of stuff. And the guy whose name escapes me, you were talking about with your record deal.
Well, people want to hear about music, but you guys went through something that was publicized with your record company and a guy named Robert Morgado, who's no longer there. You made to give the Cole's Notes version, you made a new deal with Bob Krasnow, and then the whole thing got muddled up when he left the company, and you ended up suing your record company for a while. Then everything got resolved. What did that whole mess do for you in terms of how you feel about the business and big time music and all that?
Wow. I mean, the business part is really not our strong point, you know.
But you've become an empire. I mean,
well, absolutely. There's unfortunately parts of your career that have to be dealt with, and we've got some people who do it pretty well, and we can focus on the music bit. But it was a little scary when there was a kind of a thought like, wow, you know, we might not be able to record for a while, or some kind of contractual obligation.
Like something that controlled us or something.
Yeah, it's like someone's controlling us. We've never felt that feeling before, and it really freaked us out, so we kind of bit back.
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing just for me gave me the impression, I mean, this is something that you just never thought Metallica would get into, because they really try to retain a sense of independence and do things their way, and for the most part have been able to, but...
Well, that's exactly why we did it.
And it ended up that way. You know, after all is
from what I heard,
whoever's gone there,
Morgado left,
whatever,
and he cost the company a lot of money because the deal was even sweetened further.
No matter, it still comes down that we got to do it the way we wanted to do it.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's why we're still with Elektra and they're still with us or whatever.
Right.
Because it ended up being the way that we wanted it to be.
Well, we're looking forward to the new album. It's called Load. We're going to talk some more after we finish up on here tonight. We're going to record something for sort of a premiere for people to hear the new album in a couple of weeks, and we certainly look forward to it because there's no music to play yet. Very briefly, what would you say to people what they should expect from
Come on, sing them one, bro. One and a two and a...
Fly me to the moon.
Hey, give us
we got that. We love that tune.
Give us a little bit of the chorus from Ain't My Bitch.
There's an awful lot of coffee in
bitch.
What would you say to people? What to expect?
Expect
a lot. It covers a lot of ground. There's a lot of experimentation going on. It's the first time that everybody really got to have their freedom, I think, as individuals, you know, and work their parts. The songs work their parts. And the songs.
Oh, okay.
Well, what people do in the privacy of their own home.
Yeah, we don't want to know.
They want to work their parts. More power.
No, some that I think we started to mess with kind of more on the Black Record, like orchestration writing, you know, first chair guitar, second chair guitar, whatever, with the counterpoint playing, and that we did a lot more of that on this record, and everybody got to kind of show their wares or show their stuff a lot more by playing against each other, with each other, that kind of thing. A lot more interaction, a lot more of a team type of vibe. It comes through in the music very much.
More left and right speaker going, guitar-wise. There's different stuff going on each side.
Right.
Just looser and rawer. And
it's kind of boogie-woogie.
Kind of.
Well, I've had a chance to hear some of it, and I got to say, it sounds pretty damn good. There's some really good songs on it.
It's still way heavy, but it covers a lot of ground. We continue to paint our way out of the corner that so many people that you talked about earlier got stuck in.
Right.
Just because Metallica and Metal and Licka are in our name, we haven't been confined to that, and we have not confined ourselves to that or let anybody confine us.
Jason Newsted and James Hetfield from Metallica. We're going to be hearing more from the new album Load in just a couple of weeks here on Q107 and across Canada on the Rock Radio Network. Thanks for coming up, guys. I'm glad you finally made it.
Man, yeah.
Hey, and you know what? We got some Lollapalooza tickets still to give away. 870-ROCK, 870-ROLL. Thanks again, guys.
Thank you.
The 6 o'clock Rock Report is written and hosted by Steve Warden and Joey Vendetta. Produced by Rob Mariconda.
The Rock Report is a presentation of Molson Canadian and is heard weeknights at 6.
On Toronto's Best Rock, Q107.